What is going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound, where we're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, March 21st, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the love and support you guys have given us here at Pickdawgz over the years. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to check out the Wraparound and get on some free pick NHL winners. If you're looking for my best bets on the board, you can head to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. And the NCAA and NBA were great to us yesterday. And now we're trying to roll that forward into the first official day of the NCAA tournament in the field of 64. I'm not saying that the first 4 games are unofficial, but I'm just saying the tournament really begins now. There's some NBA on the board for me as well, and I've got 3 NHL plays lined up as premiums. Got an NHL power play, and I'm going to have a 3-pack up in a minute. But the best value today is the day to take advantage of it. A long-term pass. You can definitely jump on a daily package if you want and can make some money that way and build up that bankroll into another loaded weekend. But the best thing you can do, like I said, is hop on a long-term pass. The 3-day and the 7-day passes for me on Thursday are actually less than buying each of the daily packages at Pick Dawgz Premium. You can come along with me or pair me up with one of your other favorite handicappers. It's probably our multi-capper promotion. But whatever you guys do, I implore you, use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. But we're here to talk about an 11-game NHL card. Lots of betting opportunities on the board. I'm still in Vegas. I plan on kicking the books teeth in on Thursday. I want you guys to join me for the ride, so you know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Thursday's card takes us to the Canadian Tire Center, where the Ottawa Senators take on the St. Louis Blues. And I get why the Sens are favored at home. They've been playing their best hockey at home all season long. They're 15-2 at home. And Ottawa, coming off of a couple wins on the road. But in their last 2 games, the Ottawa Senators have also got their teeth kicked in by the Boston Bruins and Carolina Hurricanes by a combined score of 13-4. And St. Louis, they just lost to Colorado. For me, there's no shame in that. And although a lot of St. Louis's recent games have been at home, they did beat Boston 5-1 on the road in their last road game. St. Louis is the team that's only really got anything to play for here. Ottawa somehow has fallen to second worst in the Eastern Conference in terms of points. St. Louis Blues are only 4 points out of the final wildcard spot in the Western Conference. And let's face it, the Vegas Golden Knights have been slumping in some of their recent games. So I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues and the plus money in this one. I think the value is on the Blues as the more motivated team in this matchup. Next, we're heading to the TD Garden, where the Boston Bruins take on the New York Rangers in what could be an Eastern Conference Finals preview. These are 2 of the best in the East, if not the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference. And head-to-head, the New York Rangers have won the first 2 meetings between these 2 teams this season. But I'm going to be inclined to take the Boston Bruins here. The Bruins have found themselves once again. They've won 3 straight and 5 of 6. 4 of those 5 wins have come at home, where they are 23-8-6 this season. Played much better hockey at home. The New York Rangers, it is so hard for me to really go against this team, especially catching plus money. But I think they're underdogs in this game for a reason. They've won 5 of their last 7, but compared to home and road splits, the Rangers 21-11-4 on the road, 24-9 at home. So they do play slightly better at home. And I just think that this is an important matchup on both sides. But in the end, Boston's form at home and Boston's form overall as of late reigns supreme here. So give me the Bruins here at minus 134. Now we're going to the PNC Arena, where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Philadelphia Flyers. And the Flyers have been one of the most profitable road puck line teams in the NHL this season. 27-7 on the puck line on the road this year are the Flyers. But the thing for me here is that the Flyers have started to show some signs of falling apart down the stretch. On the road, they beat the Florida Panthers, and they only lost by a goal to Boston, but they also got crushed 7-0 by Tampa Bay, 5-2 by the Washington Capitals, and Carolina is playing as well as any team in the Eastern Conference right now. They've won 4 straight, 7 of 8. The bulk of those wins have been by 2 or more goals. Head-to-head, Carolina's won 9 of the last 10 meetings. And while some of those have been 1-goal games or games that have gone to overtime, I just think the gulf in form right now is just too much for me to look the way of the Flyers in this game. I got to take the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line in this one to get the job done in here. Now we head to the Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Red Wings take on the New York Islanders, and this is a massive game in terms of playoff positioning in the Eastern Conference. Right now, As you know, the New York Islanders made a run to try to get themselves back into the wild card conversation, and they're currently 3 points back of the Red Wings, who occupy that second wild card spot. And the Washington Capitals and Islanders both have a game in hand on the Red Wings. But I think that just creates a sense of urgency here for the Detroit Red Wings. The New York Islanders have been, starting to fall apart. They had that 5-game win streak, and then now, they come in playing .500 hockey. In their last 10, they've lost 5 in a row. The bulk of those, they've scored 2 goals or less while giving up 4 or more. And Detroit, they've been inconsistent themselves. They've lost 8 of their last 10, but they've also won 2 of their last 3. They just beat Columbus at home 4-3. They beat the Sabres at home 4-1. You got to take advantage of spots like these if you're the Detroit Red Wings and you want to be considered a serious threat to lock down that second wild card spot. So give me the Detroit Red Wings at home in this one, but not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet. Now we're going to the Prudential Center, where the New Jersey Devils take on the Winnipeg Jets. And the New Jersey Devils, they're in that mix in the Eastern Conference as well. At the time this video is being recorded, the New Jersey Devils, still about 6 points out of the final wild card spot behind those Detroit Red Wings. But New Jersey, they've been better on the road this season. They're sub 500 at home, 16-17-2. Compared to 17-15-2 on the road. Now, the Devils did just pick up a win in their last matchup, taking out Pittsburgh 5-2 at home. But the Winnipeg Jets, despite some inconsistencies here and there, have still won 3 straight. They've won back-to-back road games, including a 4-2 win in New York at MSG, taking down the Rangers. And this season, I've said it time and time again on the Wraparound, the Winnipeg Jets have been quietly one of the most consistent teams in the NHL home and away. At home, they're 23-9-2. On the road, a very respectable 21-10-3. And I just think that the Winnipeg Jets are the better team here. Head-to-head, they've owned the New Jersey Devils over the years. They've won back-to-back meetings 4 of the last 5, 8 of the last 10, and 17 of the last 22 meetings between these two teams. I'm going to take the Winnipeg Jets in this one at -120. Now we're heading to the Amerant Bank Arena, where the Florida Panthers take on the Nashville Predators. And this, to me, is the hardest game on Thursday's card, because the Florida Panthers are one of the best teams in the NHL. The Nashville Predators have been on an absolute tear, picking up points in 13 straight games. They're playing extremely well. They're coming off an 8-2 blowout win over San Jose at home. But the thing for me in this matchup is that, yes, the Florida Panthers have been playing well, but they also just stumbled 5-3 at home against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Before that, they got shut out by the Carolina Hurricanes. And like I said, Nashville picking up points in 13 straight. We're catching, a decent price with them, plus the goal and a half, around -145, -150. And to think that this could be a 1-goal game, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, these two teams have, like I said, both been playing well. I think you're really splitting hairs at this point if you try to, go heavy on one side or the other. I think the +1.5 with the Preds covers that. If it's a tight game, hey, we're gonna cash, and hey, it also covers us off if the Predators win outright. All we gotta hope is that it's not a Panthers blowout, which I don't think it will be. So give me the Predators here, plus the .5. Now we're heading to Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers take on the Buffalo Sabres. And the Buffalo Sabres, could definitely use the road win here. And we're catching a nice plus money price with them, to back up a desperate team in need of a win, only 5 points out of that final playoff spot. And, they do have a game where, they're giving up, a game in hand to the Detroit Red Wings. But this, to me, is just a spot where the Edmonton Oilers are the better team playing better hockey. Now, Edmonton's also had some close games as of late, and head-to-head between Buffalo and Edmonton, each of the last 2 meetings have been 3-2 victories for whoever got the job done. 5 of the last 7 meetings have actually finished 3-2. But I'm going to take the Oilers to win this one in regulation. Get that -230 price down to -145. I just think the Oilers are the better team, and I trust their goaltending, and I trust their forward group a lot more than I do Buffalo's in this spot, especially with Edmonton being at home. But again, not a game I'm necessarily rushing to bet, but I'll take the Oilers in regulation here. Now we're heading to the Honda Center, where the Anaheim Ducks take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And the last time these two teams squared off, I went with the under because I don't trust either one of them offensively. And what happened? The Chicago Blackhawks had one of their best scoring outputs of the season, winning 7-2 in Chicago. The thing is, though, that game was, like I said, in Chicago, where the Blackhawks have actually been fairly respectable at 14-18-4 this season. On the road, Chicago 5-27-1. They just got blown out 6-2 by the LA Kings. They scored 2 goals against the Kings, 1 goal in the previous road game against the Capitals. They got shut out by the Colorado Avalanche. Are the Anaheim Ducks any of those teams? No. But I don't expect Chicago to have a ton of offensive success here. On the other side of the coin, Anaheim's lost 7 straight. They've scored 2 goals or less in all 7 losses and 2 goals or less in 9 straight. I think I'm going to go back to the well here. I think this is a spot where the under 6 cashes, not because the goaltending and defense is any good, but because both offenses stink on these two teams. So give me the under 6 in this one. Now we're going to Rogers Arena where the Vancouver Canucks take on the Montreal Canadiens. And, I've gone back and forth on this game, and I do think that the Canucks being a big favorite at home is kind of justified here. But the problem that I have is that I would feel a lot better about chasing a puck line with the Vancouver Canucks had it been Thatcher Demko between the pipes, but Demko's still going to be out until looks like early April with a lower body injury. And Vancouver's had to turn to Casey DeSmith, and DeSmith has played well, but I don't trust him between the pipes a lot as much as I do Demko. We've seen DeSmith get torched in a lot of spots. Sure, DeSmith's given up 2 goals in back-to-back starts, but those were also 1-goal wins. A 1-goal win for the Canucks against the Sabres, a 1-goal loss against the Capitals. And if there's one thing I can tell you about Montreal is that this team battles hard on the road. They're 22-12 on the puck line on the road, and the majority of those, if not all those, have been as a road underdog. I should say the majority of those. There's probably been a couple spots where they've been a road favorite. But Montreal, they just took Edmonton to overtime. They took Boston to overtime at home. They beat Nashville in overtime. We talked about the mighty Nashville Predators and how well they've been playing. Beat them in overtime. Lost 1-goal games in shootouts against Tampa Bay and Florida. I think Montreal can keep this game close. I'm going to take Montreal here plus the 1.5. Now we're going to the T-Mobile Arena where the Vegas Golden Knights take on the Seattle Kraken. And, I was tempted to take plus money with the Seattle Kraken because the Vegas Golden Knights haven't necessarily been at their best as of late. They just took one on the chin against Tampa Bay Lightning. Seattle, the problem with the Kraken is that they've lost 5 in a row and they've been getting their butts kicked in the majority of those. The Vegas Golden Knights are the better team here. Head-to-head between the two, Vegas has won 4 of the last 5 and 8 of the last 10. And the reality is that the Vegas Golden Knights, and maybe I sound like a broken record, they're running out of opportunities to lock up that second wild card spot and potentially try to climb into the top 3 in the Pacific Division. The nice thing for Vegas is that they have games in hand on the majority of the teams that are chasing them down, except the Seattle Kraken, but the Seattle Kraken are also 11 points off the pace. So maybe you do see a desperate effort from the Kraken, but I think for Seattle, it's too little too late here. I'm going to take the Vegas Golden Knights to win this one in regulation at minus 125. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the SAP Center, where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the San Jose Sharks. And if you followed me here at Pick Dawgz, you know that I've tried my best to swear off of the Tampa Bay Lightning. But maybe it's time that I suck it up and back the Bolts, because Tampa Bay is now finally showing that they're the Tampa Bay Lightning team that many of us expected to see coming into the season. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they were struggling, and they haven't necessarily been at their best on the road, even up to this point. 16-16-2 on the road, but the thing is, they're playing better. They just beat Florida and Vegas by identical 5-3 score lines. Each of their last 4 wins during this win streak have been by 2 or more goals, including a win over the Rangers 6-3 at home and the Flyers 7-0 as well. The San Jose Sharks, you want the definition of 2 teams heading in different directions. The Sharks have lost 5 straight and 9 of 10 over this current 5-game losing streak. Yes, all those games were on the road, but 8-2 to Nashville, 5-2 to Chicago, 4-2 to Columbus, 6-3 to Pittsburgh. I just have to think that the Tampa Bay Lightning come in and absolutely blow the doors off of the San Jose Sharks here, keep their momentum going. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning on the puck line to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, March 21st, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. And make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good